Hi, welcome to OTM Enhancement Podcast. This is a space where we explore performance as a system. In this episode, I'll be giving my view about the latest Afcon that is currently taking place in Morocco. I will give my insight on the games that I was able to pay attention to. My first game will be the opening game between the host Morocco and Comoros. Morocco, they were able to keep the ball. They were able to protect the ball. They were able to keep the ball in the opposition's half. The interaction and the synergy of Morocco's team was very exceptional, and they showed no sign of fatigue. They were able to keep the ball from the first minutes up until the last minutes, while their opponent Comoros, they were sitting in a block and waiting to catch Morocco on the counter. Morocco's substitutions, they really played a very pivotal role, because with my opinion, substitutions are not for fresh legs but for information reset. When teams make substitution, they are resetting information. Hence I said this is a place or a space where we explore performance as a system. I'm more interested into complex football, where the system which are the players interacts, or the system that the coach was able to set for the players. And my next game will be the game between Angola and Bafana. My point of interest, or my team of interest, was Bafana, while on position or out of position. And firstly, I'll start with when they were out of position. Bafana, they didn't really have a very good first half, because they were not able to connect. Their synergies were not really up to the task. That's why they were not really. Yes, they got a goal in the first half, but they were not really. Their interaction was not up to the task. I was really interested with some key points. When out of position, they were very compact. They were able to block the spaces. They were able to block the half spaces. They were able to block, especially where the opponents could hurt them. But another point that I realized, out of position, they were weak on set plays, on set pieces. The opponents, Angola, got some very good chances from the set plays. Unfortunately, they were not able to capitalize. Hence, I was speaking about substitutions. Substitutions, again, they played a very big role in the game of Bafana and Angola, where Bafana, they were able to restore or reset the information when they brought in Tapa Moremi, who really played a very key role into restoring or restarting the information that the coach has given to the players. He was able to exploit the spaces behind. He was able to beat the line. So hence I just said, like, even fatigue was not really kicking in the players of Bafana. Yes, the opponents, the opponent, which was Angola, they really struggled toward the end of the game, and Bafana was on top of them. And even the second goal on the ball, I was really impressed with the second goal that Bafana scored, whereby they were able to counter press the opponents immediately and attack again when they were attacking again, which they were able to get a goal. My last game that I was really paid attention was the game between Zimbabwe and Egypt, and where Zimbabwe were the underdogs, but they really raised their hand, Zimbabwe, in that game, whereby they were able to get a goal in the first half of the game. It went to half time, Zimbabwe leading 1-0. Unfortunately, in the second half, they struggled with fatigue. They lost their cognitive abilities, especially their midfield, even though their standard player, Fabic, I guess I'm pronouncing his name well, he was very exceptional in the midfield, and also Nankamba. Unfortunately, their fatigue kicked in, and they lost their cognitive abilities, their perception couplings. That's why Egypt was able to capitalize and get 2 goals by the end of the game. When I was looking at the game, I saw Zimbabwe really losing their physical capacities, whereby there's high-speed running and their acceleration and deceleration were dropping. They were not able to maintain the same perception couplings, the same cognitive abilities that they showed in the first half or in the first 15 minutes of the second half. That's why the Egyptians were able to capitalize. If you can check the game, Egypt scored the second goal around the 90th minutes, which shows that concentration level, fatigue really kicked into the players of Zimbabwe. They were not able to maintain the concentration or their perception coupling up until the last minute of the game. That's what I was able to capture into the games that I've really looked at. Thank you. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. Thank you.